hello, and welcome to Sit Still, Look Pretty. Now, today's guest is someone whose life honestly feels like a huge Tamil cinema fan who had so much confidence and absolutely no desire on giving up on his dreams. Because for his 21st birthday, while most people were cutting cake and posting blurry club photos, this person uploaded a short film called Suyarubam, a Vishwarubam parody onto his YouTube channel. And if you watch this video, it is very clear that this soon-to-be 21-year-old was not just casually trying something. He was acting. He was doing mimicry. He was entertaining. He was giving camera angles. He was giving main character. And honestly, he was basically saying, universe, please take the hint. And the universe did, because more than a decade later, he's an actor, he's a host, he's a writer, he's a producer, he's a dancer, he's a director, and the founder of White Horse Productions. And in his very own words, a hero in the making. But today, I don't want to do a predictable version of this conversation by just discussing his roles, his hosting gigs. That is something that everyone already knows. I want to talk about the performer behind the confidence, the mimic behind the mimicry, the creator behind the camera, and the person behind this very cinematic, very dramatic, very mass entry journey. So please welcome to the studio, Thavanesan.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Priya. I think that's one of the best intros I've ever had. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I had so much fun creating this intro.
Wow.
Simply because I watched this parody. This 11-minute parody that you did. Because it is still up on your YouTube channel.
Yes, I still left it there. Yes.
And it was all the way back in 2013.
Yes.
That's almost like 13 years ago at this point.
Yes. Yeah.
And the mass comm student in me feels like I can write an entire thesis on this parody, from the dialogue to the comedy to the direction of photography, where you break the fourth wall with a punch to the camera, it fades to black, and then we see the feet and it pans up to reveal the kidnappers. I found it so endearing.
Oh, there's so much to that short.
I don't know if you remember putting this much effort into it, but watching it, just I guess because we know you as Thavanesan, like the actor, but to watch this side of you when you were so much younger, when you weren't on camera yet, was so endearing, because I feel like when I look at that video, it is very obvious that this person really just wants to entertain, wants to act, wants to be on TV. And to start us off, where did this visceral desire come from?
During my very formative years, like when I was very, very young, I used to dance at whether it's my birthday function or at my cousin's birthday functions. It used to be a thing like, hey, Thavanesan poi aadu sollu. I don't know where it came from. I don't know how it came about. Mm-hmm. And I think Indian parents, Indian parents generally have this thing of throwing their children under the bus in public settings a lot of the times.
Yes.
They say, boy, go and dance, So it's like, I think I believe that, I think they really think that I'm a good dancer. So I really went to go and dance, not knowing that, it's actually part of the parents' antics. But it started there. Then, some of the they are just being courteous, relatives and all, hey, paiyan paaka hero madiri irukalla, hey, nalla dance aadralla. So I took it very literally, yeah.
But with good reason, because you are good and you are talented.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. But I'm glad you looked into that. I left it there on YouTube solely because of the fact that whenever I revisit it, or if anyone else were to revisit it, there's this quote that says every time you stumble upon a block in your life, just remember why you started. So at that time, to be very honest, I never really had an ambition per se.
Yeah.
It's very weird because somewhere deep down I felt like I knew I was going to become I've still not reached where I envision myself to be, which is ultimately, I think it's no longer a secret, so it's out there. It's to be a hero of a film in Tamil cinema. That is the ultimate goal. For some reason, since young, I don't know how, I don't know where, I don't know when it's going to happen. I just felt like this was my destiny. This is going to happen. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it, but it's been there since very young in my life. Yeah.
But I have to say, I do think you have very strong manifesting powers, which I will get into later. But yeah, I think you definitely chose the right path.
Thank you.
But so Suya Rubam parody was in 2013.
Yeah.
And then I want to fast forward to 2017 now. Okay, so you're graduating from SMU with a degree in
Wow, you
business
did your
management.
research, yeah.
I did. So you graduated with a degree in business management, which I did find a little bit, because I thought, you clearly want to act. Like, why not like a film degree? But then I looked at your extracurricular activities, and it was very clear that
Very
you were still
self-explanatory,
that you were still doing all the things that you love, because you were in Indian Cultural Society, so you were doing drama, dance, you were in the soccer club at SMU as well.
Yes. I played
so you were
for it,
doing football. So all your passions was covered.
Yeah.
So my question is, does that mean that the business degree was for your parents, or is it like you had a master plan in place? You were like, in the next 3 years, I'm going to open my own production house, so I need a business degree. Do you have it all planned out?
No. Okay. So, like in my family, like my sister and myself, like I mean, only two of us, two kids. So we are first gen graduates, degree holders. So since young, like I think the biggest happiness, like in the world for me, is like if my mom is proud of me, and if she's happy, like I think that is like the biggest prize that I can get. So I mean, she wanted the both of us to do well in our studies, and I think coming from a very Singaporean household with a very Singaporean mindset, like especially in that time where like the conventional route was to excel in your studies and the world will open its doors to you, like, or at least we were led to think that was the reality, only to find out much later that like
there's so many different ways.
There absolutely so many different ways, but I'm grateful for the path anyway. And so I think the both of us were raised that way, and we studied. I won't really say I studied hard. I enjoyed my school life.
Okay.
Yeah, so I work hard, played hard, and like taking the business degree was more out of I need to complete the degree, so at least I have some leeway when it comes to telling my parents that if I want to pursue something creative later on, like at least I have a degree to fall back on.
Right. I don't know if this reveals too much of my stalking skills, but I saw your post when you graduated. You did a post with you and your parents, and you were saying that it's for them. And you, the caption was, I think you revealed, is that how they named you? Because it said desire, and you said their desire for you, so Thavam, and their love for you, which is Nesam. So it was Thavam and Nesam. Is that how you were named? Thavanesan?
I think it was more in hindsight that we figured the meaning. So there's a very interesting story behind like naming me.
I see.
So apparently, like when my mom went to see the astrologer, like when deciding to like come up with a name for me, like the first name that the astrologer gave them was Puliyundaran.
What is that? Puli? Oh my god, I don't think I've heard that name. Puliyundaran.
That was the first name that it's a very unique name. Yeah, but my childhood would have been very different. And my parents named me.
It would have been a little bit difficult,
it would have been a very different childhood.
Oh my god, your actor name is Puliyundaran.
Puli.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was the first name that was actually bestowed upon me. But I thank my parents to this day, for not going ahead with that name. Then another option that the astrologer gave was apparently like Ta Varisela, something that starts with Ta and everything. Then my mom wanted something unique because she was like, okay, like Tanesh. I had a cousin named Tanesh, and she felt that some of the Ta names that were going around were quite common, so she wanted to go for something different. The rest you have to ask her how exactly she came up with it.
But yeah, to be fair, I don't think I've heard of another Thavanesan either. So
there is someone. Oh. He was the former manager or like someone in the management of Tampines Rovers previously.
Oh.
And his initial was also S. So he was also an S Thavanesan.
I see.
But that is the only other person I know who has the name Thavanesan.
Yeah. But basically, I feel like these are like little Easter eggs that I found where it feels like your life almost seems very fated in the direction that it was going. Because, so you graduate in 2017, but that's also the year that you entered MediaCorp.
Yes.
I feel like when I look look at Thavanesan from the outside, you seem like somebody who's very immensely confident and very grounded in himself. And it's not a confidence that I think everybody can just very easily carry. Like, even the fact that, you have a hero in the making in your bio is not something that I think everybody will put in their bio and be able to carry it very easily, because that's the impression that you're sending out to the whole world. And then I read your Her World feature of the celebrities edition of 20 Good Men in 2020. Which, by the way, very late congratulations, but congratulations nonetheless.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
And in that, you said that when you first started acting, you seeked a lot of validation from your directors. And I'm very curious on how this immensely confident guy had his confidence tested when he finally got what he wanted, which is, to enter the media scene, be on camera, do his acting. So how did you deal with that?
Very good question. So how I first got in was through an open auditions for the popular series in Singapore, retrace.
Mm-hmm.
So that was how I landed one of the lead roles, and it was my good time that they were looking to introduce a new generation of artists into the industry. So I still remember, on the day of my audition, I kid you not, this was the mindset that I went in with. Mm-hmm. If I'm not getting a lead role, I'm not doing this.
At all?
Yeah. And true enough, I delivered because I was in a space of I'm going to give my best. Because, how I was, at least during my university times, was I'll give my best, I've got no regrets. So if you don't take me, it's your loss, that was how I used to roam, okay? But after coming in, after going on set, then with all the confidence, I'm going for my first take. That first, hey, cut, in the midst of my delivery, I was like, what's going on? Then that was where the reality of what a film set is, what filming is, that was when it all hit me, and it hit me at one go. So my confidence was shattered during my first drama, and it took some rebuilding from there, and I would say maybe about 4 to 5 years later, then only I developed a proper understanding of what it is to be an artist. And until then, it was just trial and error. I just kept trying different things to see if did this work, that work. And I feel now I more or less have come to a state whereby I understand how I approach my work and my job as an artist. And I also understand the industry better, because at that time I was fresh, and I had, again, I don't come from a family where there was anyone who had prior experience in this industry. So again, it was head first, and new pastures, as they say. So so you are right. I came in quite confident, thinking that in school, all the applause and praise that I used to get, I should be able to, if I can entertain a crowd of 200, 300 students, I think I should be able to perform. But then coming to a film set is different. It is different. It's a different ball game. But at the end of the day, acting is acting, performance is performance. You just need to know how to harness, and of course you have to grow, you have to improve. That all comes with the whole idea of growing in an industry. So I think life just happened. Yeah.
Now I have to talk about your mimicry.
Okay.
I feel at this point, I feel I just have to say your name before somebody talks about your mimicry, because it is so good. And as someone whose favorite film is Varanamayiram, I'm one of those people who watched the Daddy TikTok, Insta Reel over and over again because it was so good. I feel you're so good at it in a sense that, because it's not just your voice, it is, I feel your entire persona changes when you're doing a mimicry. It's the ego, the style, even the shape of your, the way your mouth placement is shifts, and I'm oh my god, I'm so, I find your impression videos so watchable, so great.
Thank you.
When did this even start, Thavanesan? Was there a point how did you discover that you have this talent?
I first discovered it when I was in secondary school.
Okay.
So I have to thank my Tamil teacher, Madam Asha Devi, the late Madam Asha.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So her classes, she was very unique in the sense that we will take the textbook. Okay, we have our textbook, but she will never go through what's in the textbook. So she'll be like, okay, parallel. She will just take like a core theme from that chapter that we were supposed to look at, and she'll be like, okay, let's just take the theme, and I want you guys to come up with like something like either a skit or like a monologue or like a song, but I want you to come up with something artistic to present it in front of the class. Or maybe it could even be like a presentation, like where you talk about the theme, you discuss and everything. But she left it to us to like interpret and deliver, like, and come up with something like from within. So at that time, we were all very obsessed with this program called Lola Sabah, which was like a show which does parodies of all the Tamil films. So what we used to do, we used to like amalgamate like our interests, because the entire class was into that show. So we used to amalgamate that and the theme of the chapter. So for example, like, okay, like assuming it's like something to do with how a student should behave in school, for example, like ethics in school, for example. Then what we do is we will take like the Mudalvan scene, like the interview scene, like then like one of us will be like, okay, I'm Raghuvaran, you are Arjun. Okay, so we will change the context of the scene to adapt it to what we were supposed to discuss from the chapter. And then my teacher used to enjoy it because and we used to really look forward, because every class was like a performance showcase.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so there were like whatever that I'm doing, especially whatever you saw in like in that 2013 short film Suya Rupam, like those were like my core group of friends, like from secondary school, from that Tamil class.
Wow.
Yeah, so what you saw there, in fact, there were better iterations of those like on stage and in our classrooms, where it was even more unfiltered and raw and everything. Yeah, that was where the whole mimicry thing started. And it was during one of those sessions where like I imitated Kamal Haasan, and then one of my friends was like, "Hey, Macha, you actually sound like Kamal Haasan." I was like, "Really? Really?" I was like, "Yeah."
So
then it was after that where it became a thing whereby like, okay, why not I try to like perform. And then when I went into JC, see, again it's the universe conspiring or something. There's this competition like for JC students, Tamil students, called Agni. I don't know if they still have it. It used to be hosted by Anderson Junior College.
I see.
Yeah, so and that year when I was in JC1, I think, they introduced a mimicry category. A mimicry category, not even a stand-up comedy category. So they always have dance, singing and all, right, in your all arts competitions. They introduced a mimicry category. And then me and my friends were like, okay, this is like
meant to be.
Yeah, it's like you're giving it to us on a platter, So so we came up with a skit, and like we aced it, we aced it, and we won that year's.
Now that, because you're so good at mimicry, you spend, I imagine, quite a lot of time studying the people that you're doing mimicries of. You're paying attention to a lot of these details, really absorbing their style. So was it harder to find your own style because you have spent so much time being good at absorbing other people's style? Did you find it difficult to switch and find your own distinctive one?
If you watch my dramas, I think you can see that like because one thing is I'm aware of the cues that I employ when I'm mimicking someone. So I just let go of those cues when I perform. And Thavanesan is different from like whoever I'm mimicking. And also when it comes to mimicry, there's a sense of exaggeration. So it's never real or authentic in that sense. I didn't want to like delve into this mimicry thing in my first few years, because I wanted to be clear of who Thavanesan was, and I didn't want to be known as a mimicry artist. I wanted to be known as an artist first. So I didn't want that to take precedence, because what will happen is eventually it's like, hey, ivan Surya mari pandra.
Correct.
That will come into. But with that being said, I'll just put it out anyway. Like, at least I distinguish mimicry and acting. There are some people who act.
Yes, the silence spoke.
Who mimic in the name of acting. Like, I'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
It's just that it's failed mimicry because it's not strong enough for you to identify that, he's mimicking this actor, but they do it in the name of acting. That much I'll say. Yeah, so yeah. At least I distinguish. So.
I need to talk about you hosting Anirudh's 2024 concert. Because it honestly feels more like kismet than like, just casual networking. Because I try to trace back as much of like the Easter eggs as I can. And I found out in 2022, he liked one of your videos. And then in 2023, you met him in real life. And then in 2024, you're hosting his concert. So like, how did this, like, it almost feels like, life is imitating art at this point. So how did you even react when first you got this gig? And number two, you did an entire like campaign to like promote him coming to Singapore for his concerts. And I watched all 4 parts. It was really fun. I enjoyed it so much. But like finding out that you have this news and then building this entire campaign. Can you walk me through that process? How was it like?
I mean, firstly, credits and thanks to Metro Productions for giving me that opportunity. It's really a once in a lifetime. I hope not just once in a lifetime, but I mean, in the sense of like, the importance and like the excitement around the opportunity. Yeah, you can brand it as a lifetime opportunity, hosting his concert, or at least like the opening of his concert. So in 2022, after he liked and he retweeted it actually on Twitter.
Oh yeah, you shared. I think you shared the screenshot.
I shared a screenshot of it. Yes, correct. So later that year, like my sister and I, we traveled to KL for his concert. And then Anirudh has this segment where he pops up in the middle of the crowd in between. So when he did that, like he was really close. Like I think within like 4 to 5 meters. Like then my sister and I, like, because my sis is also like a crazy Anirudh fan, so we were all like wow. Then I don't know what, but see, again, this is something that comes from within. I felt it. I just told my sister, I say like, actually one day I feel like I'm going to perform with this guy. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to meet this guy very soon. I don't know. I don't know what made me say it. I said it there in 2022. Then in 2023, he came to Singapore. We went for his concert again. It was amazing as always. And after the concert, my friend and I, like, we just wanted to go somewhere like for an after party. So we went over to Selavi. We went up. Suddenly one guy just walked across. I was like, he looks so familiar. Hey, shit, it's Anirudh. Then he was like, hi, bro. It's like, hey, bro. Then I still had my, like, the wristband that they gave on the concert. I was like, hey, bro. He's like, thank you, bro. You liked it. It's like, bro, I love it. I love the concert, bro. I think after we spoke to him, then he walked away. I was like, shit, I didn't ask for a photo. Then I turned around, I was like, Taliba, can I get a photograph? It's like, a little while, bro, little while. I was like, okay, I didn't want to disturb. So we went over to the other end of the club. I mean, this guy is really a gem of a person. He came back. He approached me and my friend because we were like we didn't want to be like one of those, like, that, like, you don't want to annoy and pester.
Yeah.
Because to me it's like I met him in person, like that was good enough for me. He walked over to us and then he was like, come, bro, come. So I mean, I think if anything, it just says like what kind of a person he is, the amazing person he is, and like he has a really big heart, honestly. Then 2024 came. And I reached out to Maestro, asking if they because I do recreations from time to time. So there was this one Anirudh song which I wanted to do a recreation of. So I reached out to someone from Maestro to ask if if they will be willing to like collaborate or something, because this is something that like it is in line with the concert, since it's his song. Then you can. Then after that, Mr. Parthiban, the man behind Metro Productions, then he reached out to me personally and asked if I want you to host. What I told my sister in 2022, it eventually happened in 2023. And in 2023, after I took the selfie with Anirudh, I sent it to my sister because she went out with her friends after that.
Oh God!
Yeah.
And she missed out on it.
Yeah, she missed out. Then she was like, oh my God. That was like, yeah, it's okay lah. Then I said, don't worry. One day I'll introduce you to him, and I think I'll get to meet him again. I don't think this is it. True enough, it happened again. But I mean, I couldn't bring my sister backstage, or at least I didn't want to abuse the opportunity I had. Yeah, but I'll say it again. Like it's not over.
Oh my, yeah, and I remember you. I think it's when you posted that screenshot, or I don't know if you did it in another post, but you said you are going to be starring in an Anirudh musical. And I feel like your words has been powerful so far, Thavanesan. I feel like it's just right down the road.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You see, like I never believed in like
Yeah.
this manifesting or anything. But it's just that it's just this belief somewhere inside that where I genuinely believe it's going to happen. So I'm just putting it out there. Yeah. So to me it's like it doesn't matter whether it happens or not, but like I just feel something powerful about it.
Your life just sounds so magical, Thavanesan, at this point. And I'm going to talk about another magical moment, actually. I'm going to talk about one of the loves of your life. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Vijay.
No, it's a she, okay?
Okay.
You met her accidentally, met her by chance. And then you had this really meaningful connection with her. And then you guys got separated. And then you reunited again.
Is this one of my dramas or something?
I'm talking about Barry.
Oh, Barry. Okay.
You know, when I read the Straits Time article, I know exactly how I wanted to ask you this question. I wanted to make you a little nervous.
Okay. Oh, okay. So you thought of presenting it this way, then itself. Okay.
Because I found it so. I mean, I found that entire story so endearing and so sweet. And for those of our listeners who don't know, Barry's a bird.
Yes. Thankfully, you finally clarified. Yes.
Yes, Barry's a bird that Thavanesan and his family took care of. And you guys built, and as a family who didn't used to have pets or talk much about animals, you guys grew very attached to Barry. And then she got spooked and she flew away.
Yes.
And then I read in the article, like even like your dad and everybody got really emotional about kind of losing Barry.
Yeah.
And then somehow, 4 months later, you found your way back to Barry. And I feel like, you know, as someone who wasn't like grew up with pets or wasn't a pet owner to somebody who's now very much clearly a very loving pet owner, what did Barry teach you about love or even perspective on life, you know?
I feel like whenever I see Barry today, like even prior to coming here, I was like, she just had her shower. So I was just changing her newspapers and everything in the cage and everything, cleaning her cage up and everything. She's quite particular about her hygiene. Yeah. So
I see.
So whenever I see her, it's like as if she never left those 4 months, you know. It's like as if those 4 months never happened. And I feel like she's just a living miracle. Seriously. Like, because it's like, she's this small. Like, she fits within the size of my palm. A bird like that flies out of your house. Like, we literally searched all over. Like, I live in Sengkang, so we literally searched all over the estate. Every block, every HDB block, you name it, we've been there. Like, because we were just going around pasting like posters and, you know, everywhere, like in hopes of finding her. So eventually, like, it got to a point where like people were aware of this bird that went missing. Like, so sometimes you come, like when we come there, we are pasting the poster, we're like, oh, this bird. It's like, yeah, have you seen? No, I see the poster many times. It's just like, oh my God. Yeah, so the poster became famous. Her image became popular. But then it came to a point where like, I mean, we were depressed, of course, because it's like, obviously losing an animal to begin with is one of the most painful things ever. Okay, it's one of the most painful things ever. But like, there's no closure because you don't know what happened to the pet that went missing, you see. So that really bugged all of us. But again, something me, like I always told my mom, like, I don't know, I feel she'll come back. I don't know what, I feel she'll come back. We were depressed, yes, but I told her, I kept telling her, I think she will come back. Like I for once, I did not break down at all during the 4 months. All my family members did. Something in me told me that she will come back. And then what actually happened was apparently because she's very human savvy. In fact, she prefers to be around human beings than other birds. Yeah, so I think she must have known that, okay, she needs to fly into some household in order to get her food and like her nutrition and her water and everything. So the story that came to us was because someone reached out to us saying that this old uncle was looking after her.
Okay.
But he did not know how to reach out to us because like, you know, I don't know, like it was not within his means or something like that. But eventually one of his neighbors like contacted us and then he brought over the pet to return her to us. So she was being taken care of by this old uncle. So thanks to him. He was very kind. He actually bought her a small cage and he was feeding her and everything properly. So good to know that she was
in good hands.
she
Like
was in
how
good
lucky
hands.
he
Yeah,
is.
and she's a very smart. She's a survivor. She's very smart, very intelligent. She found the right person to.
Yeah, she
to take
found
care
the
of her.
right person.
She was like, "Yeah, I lost my way. Okay, until they return me, you are taking care of me." Yeah.
But very, very endearing story, honestly.
Yes.
This question, I want it to be for, the current kids out there who are filming their own parodies right now. As somebody who started there yourself, what advice would you give to, I guess, the generation that comes after you who are also trying to make it on screen, but now, the roads are different and the pathway seems a little bit more tough. What would your advice to them be?
I don't know. Whenever someone comes to me for advice, I feel like it's difficult for me to tell you exactly what to do, because I don't think this is an industry that functions like that. Like every individual artist's journey is completely different. Like how they came in, how they grew to become like who they are today. Like how they are continuing to like sustain it. I think it varies from individual to individual, but I think the key word is sustain. Like especially in Singapore, given the economy that we live in, to pursue an artistic career, it's not a conventional career for sure. So you have to make it work. Like for me, to be very frank, like because I moved to the back end of the camera.
Yeah.
So like I'm one of the producers, directors and writers for Talam, this program called Talam, a community program. So that is what keeps me in the industry, because that gives me the leeway to select my projects and like that is like my full time, and on top of that I act in my dramas and stuff. So every artist has something or the other that allows them to be an artist and pursue like their acting career per se. I mean, if there's any one advice I would say is like just ensure that you are financially stable, because only then can you indulge in your creative pursuits. Because otherwise, like it's going to be a nagging problem. Like if you are going to live paycheck to paycheck and you have to focus on the bills and all, that's the worst headspace to be in as a creator. You will not be able to think and think freely to begin with. Yeah, and I think that will definitely have a very huge like it'll be a huge downer when it comes to you as a creator. Yeah.
So this last question goes to you. I want to circle back to your bio of Hero in the Making. So what is next for Mr. Hero?
So I have a drama that's scheduled to air on Vasantham in August. Yeah, so it's very interesting because I play a father for the first time. Yeah, so a father to a 10-year-old boy. And the drama is titled Ketta Paiyan Sir. Yeah, it's a very, very interesting premise and a lot of interesting scenes. It gets intense, but there are also a lot of very sweet, light-hearted moments. So it's been 1.5 years since my drama last came out. So it's been quite a long break for me from TV in the drama scene. So yeah, I'm looking forward for all of you to watch the drama.
Thank you so much for joining me, Thavanesan. I had such a wonderful time.
Yes, likewise.
But thank you guys so much for listening. I will catch you in the next episode with another guest and a new cup of tea. This is Priya on Sit Still, Look Pretty, 'cause girl, you're more than a quick gaze.